What's good, YouTube? Masex back with another video. We got Will in the building again. What's good, bro?
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing much, man. Chilling. Thought we hop on the podcast real quick, record. We got Thanksgiving coming up here tomorrow, man. So appreciate you hopping on real quick.
No problem.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, of course, like we said in the last episode, with Shedeur Sanders, we definitely got to do a follow-up. Once again, it's the talk of the town all week after that game against the Raiders. As we talked about, got his first NFL start last week against the Raiders. And, of course, there were mistakes, but he threw a 66-yard touchdown, led the Browns to a 24-10 win. This week, he draws the 49ers in his home debut as a starter for the Cleveland Browns. He will be starting. He's been named the starter against the 49ers. That means pressure and expectations. Unlike the Raiders, who, like what we talked about last week, Raiders next to the Browns and Jets, you mentioned the Jets, maybe one of the more dysfunctional teams in the league. 49ers, one of the more stable teams in the league. So this is really going to be a test. I think we'll know a little bit more if he's the real deal or not. So the question I'm posing to you is, can Shedeur Sanders turn the flashes into consistency and own this offense for the rest of the season?
Nah, I don't think so, man. I think the 49ers, I think that's a very hard matchup. I think, like you said, I think he's going to have some flashes, but consistency, I can't see that. Even watching the game, because I did watch a majority of it, there were some good things, there were some bad things. Nonetheless, he got the win. And I mean, I just look at it like this. If they win, that'll kind of cover everything. I'm kind of expecting kind of what we saw against the Raiders. Like I don't really see him throwing for 300 plus yards or anything. I expect, I hate to say it, but I am expecting like every game to probably have at least one interception, take some sacks. I'm going to say he's probably going to be in that 200 to 250 yard range, maybe 1-2 touchdowns. I don't think he's going to be consistent, but I think all that matters as long as he wins. I mean, this is just a learning moment for him in the league. And then this is really going to be his, depending on his play, if he's going to continue to be the starter. So I think it's just he's just got to learn. He's just got to take this as I can learn from each game and learn what to do and what not to do.
Hey, I agree. My biggest question is, because even you sounded very humble and mature. Do you think that Shedeur Sanders is going to be humble like the way you just displayed? Because that's what a leader and a quarterback does. Do you realistically think that Shedeur is going to have that mindset?
And this is my thing with like Dion and all that. And we've talked about this. I think at the age Dion is at, bro, he needs to drop the act. Like when you're young, it's cool. It's when you're playing. Let's just say that when you're playing, it's still cool. It's like, oh, okay. But now he's a head coach. He's teaching young men. It's obviously rubbed off on his sons, which I'm not really surprised. But Shedeur is in no way should be doing this. Like the 1 week of practice thing is just wild, bro. Like, because if he goes out there next Sunday and let's say he gets sacked 4 times, throws 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and throws under 300 yards, like the cavalry of hate is coming. Like it is coming and it's coming fast. So I think he should be humble. I know your question was, do I think he could be a leader doing that? Not doing that. No. But at the end of the day, let's be honest though. If he wins, that's really all that matters. And him winning is going to feed that. So kind of could be a double-edged sword, because if he wins, he's going to continue to do it. If he doesn't win, he'll probably not be starting for much longer. So
really,
yeah. I mean, I think if he starts losing, I don't think he's going to be starting. No, I think this is the Browns. Like, think about it. Everybody's been saying this. They've been saying, hey, we want to see Shedeur. I don't expect him to beat the 49ers, but if he loses badly against them, because we all know this, you can lose good. You know what I mean? Like if he has a good losing game, let's say he threw for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 250 yards. That's not a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? Like for him, like for his individual stat line, that's not that bad. Like, okay, we see some talent, but if it's like some bad losses and he's playing bad, he's throwing a bunch of interceptions. Think about this. I was watching that 49ers game. Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions before the halftime, bro. If he does something like that, he's done. He's done. Like it's over, bro. You know what I mean? At least Brock Purdy has proved himself. So if he does it, it's kind of like, all right. But him, no, bro. If he does that against the Niners, does it going forward, and he's talking like this, bro, he's not starting anymore.
And yeah, we're definitely going to look at in a little bit. We're going to look at the clip you're referring to. Kind of the post game antics that he loves to do. So we'll definitely pull that up. You talked about the stats, and I think honestly, like 250. That's a hell of a game. 250, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's a hell of a game, honestly, for any non-elite quarterback, but for most quarterbacks, that's a really good, man.
And you know who I think about is Jared Goff, someone like a Jared Goff. It's like, if he has a game like that and you get a win, are you really that upset? From where Jared Goff was at one point, because at one point it was looking like he may be a career backup. If he's doing that and he's still taking losses, you're kind of like, okay, I can see it. Like that'll hopefully eventually turn to a win. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say with him. It's like individually, if his stats aren't super bad, because let's be honest, he threw what was it, 209 yards? He threw for 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It's like that's not super bad. It's not. I'm gonna be honest. It's not super good, but it's not bad because a lot of people thought he was just gonna be pretty trash. So it's not super bad. But if he can build on that, I think that's just good for the organization because they need a franchise quarterback at this point. You know what I'm saying? They need something like, and if you can find it in your, in a 5th round pick, that works out good for him. I'm kind of rooting for him because it's like, I just hope he drops the arrogant act. Like, don't be like Deion. You're not Deion. You know what I'm saying? Deion's could be arguably the greatest player ever. Just be yourself, play good. You know what I mean? Like, make the Browns relevant. You already have the name. You don't really need to like bring more attention to yourself. So in a way, I am kind of rooting for him. I'm not going to lie. Not that I'm going to go buy his jersey or nothing though.
Hey, those jersey sales have been crazy though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, 11 for 20, 209 yards, a touchdown, an interception. 11 for 20, 55%. In this era, 55%, that is pretty underwhelming. Yeah. But at the same time, what more can you ask when, like you said, you get the W? And he managed the game very well once they got up. I think it was 14-3. I think he did a hell of a job just managing the rest of the game overall. And I think the draft class in general could be one of those draft classes that we look back on a couple years if they build from this. And because, you got the 2 running backs, 66 of those 209 came from that screen pass to Dylan Sampson. That was a rookie. Quinshon Judkins getting the tough yards in between the tackles. You got a linebacker, I don't remember his name, that they drafted in this year's class. You got Mason Graham, who they traded back with the Jaguars. And he made an impact, or he's having a pretty good year as a rookie. So I think they may have something going. As far as Browns QBs, he did become the first Browns QB to win his first career start in 30 years. So, a historical standpoint, I still have my concerns with his play when it comes to pressure. He loves to drift back, and he also loves to drift to the right. He did that a lot at Colorado, and he still has that habit in the NFL. Got away with it. I don't know why the Raiders didn't really blitz much compared to the Ravens. I don't know if they're tanking for trying to get Fernando Mendoza next year or something, but their defensive game plan, I don't know what the Raiders were doing. I still think he needs to fix a lot of things. 49ers, their defense has been pretty vulnerable against QBs with all the injuries and acquisition losses and free agency. 49ers defense actually. It's another favorable matchup for Shedeur. So
yeah, because Bryce Young was having a lot of success against him.
Yeah, that is true. So,
but at the end of the day, that's good for Shedeur because we were talking about this before we started. If he like a win like this only boosts his confidence. You could tell, and I'll be honest, when I watched that post game, I think he was probably a little shocked. But that boosts his confidence. He loses to the Raiders. That's an instant confident killer. So even if that's why I say, if he goes against the 49ers, let's say he doesn't get the win, but has a good game individually, that's a confidence booster. But you know who else this also helps? Let's just keep it real. This is going to help the NFL. That name, Shedeur Sanders, is going to help their brand. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the NBA, I mean, Bronny was bringing eyes to not that it was bringing casual fans, real fans probably didn't really care, but it's going to bring those casual fans. For NFL, having Deion's son, a quarterback at that, and have success, especially for the Browns, a team that's just historically bad, that's going to help you out ratings wise. I mean, we saw what Taylor Swift did. You brought in, now that was kind of a little different because you brought in non-football fans, but people were watching. Nonetheless, you got those ratings, and you saw they tried to capitalize it. Every time Kelsey got a pass or a touchdown, they're going up to the skybox, taking that camera up there and looking at Taylor Swift, celebrate. So, it could benefit both parties. I feel like if he does good, it's good for him, but it's also good for the NFL.
Well, we're just going to have to see. I'm definitely going to have my popcorn ready.
Yep, you got your
home opener for him, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. We're going to stay with the Sanders family, but we're going to also add a new personal topic. We haven't talked about him much, but I follow Jason Whitlock a lot. You're pretty familiar with him. He's an Indy guy, born and raised, went to the same high school I went to here in Indy. So I mean, that alone kind of made me want to support him. He's a very polarizing guy, especially in the Black community. Let's just leave it there with him being polarizing in that regard.
Yeah.
But all in all, man, with Jason Whitlock, he has a YouTube podcast that he's had for a few years since he's left Fox. Me and you talk about this off camera. We're not sure what Whitlock's vendetta is. Pretty much every episode at this point has episodes Monday through Friday. Every episode includes the Sanders family. So I just wanted to play a clip here, just kind of highlighting, showing a little bit more of an example, and just want to get your opinion, kind of what you feel about Whitlock, and is he valid in his claims about Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this now.
We've already seen what Shedeur did yesterday. We've already seen this play out with Deion. And all you got to do is dial the clock back 3 years. Deion Sanders opened his major college football coaching deal at Colorado against an overrated TCU team. And when Deion won that game, he ran right into the press conference and started saying, "I told you so," and started wagging his finger at everybody. Do you believe now? And Deion, we just saw Shedeur just play not even an overrated, but a horrible Raiders team and come in and wag his finger at everybody. I told y'all what I was going to do. And what happened with Deion when he did this? Hot start, I think maybe 3-0, 3-1 start. Deion's the toast of college football. And they finished 4-8 because the story wasn't told. And then even the next year when Deion comes back and goes 9-4, the story wasn't told then. Deion is headed for 3-9 this year at Colorado. This is a marathon, but Shedeur has been discipled by a father that believes in instant gratification. I got Louis. Y'all get out of here. We coming. We're going to be the greatest instantly. I'm Deion Sanders. He's been discipled by a father.
We're going to skip ahead here.
He can go full-blown, do you believe I told you so? I'm the greatest, blah, blah, blah. Shedeur Sanders just did the exact same thing. Like father, like son. Here's Shedeur on the field after the game. I want to play shot number 2. Here's Shedeur Sanders.
I think I showed a couple of great pieces. It's some things I wish, I could get back, but man, a win is crazy. It's amazing, off of 1 week of practice, you know what I mean? Just 1 week of practice. So imagine, what a full offseason look like. It get dangerous.
No humility here. His son mimicking his father.
So just a little clip of Whitlock and why he really doesn't like the Sanders family, the humility he feels they're like fake Christians. So I just wanted to see your opinion on that. Do you feel like Whitlock has valid points, or do you think he's more, this is a personal vendetta and he's coming off more as a hater?
I think he has some valid points. I mean, yeah, I do think the humility could be better. But I mean, Dion did this throughout his career, but Dion also backed it up. He has the Super Bowl rings to show that. I think with Shedeur, I think two things. One, I think that he just got his first win in NFL. You know what I'm saying? So he has really no place to like get cocky or overly confident. The other thing is, I think this with Shedeur, I think he should try to be his own person. I mean, I think with social media and all that, there's too much arrogance now. There's just too much arrogance from players and people in general. I think if he could just be a little more humble, I think that would be good for him to be himself. Because to me, it just I like when I used to see Dion speak like that, I can tell he believes it. When I watched him do it, it just didn't seem like he believed it. Like, I'm just going to be honest, it just came off kind of forced. I also think he needs to really consider, and maybe his dad needs to talk about this. If he, the second he loses, bro, it's going to be over for him. You know what I'm saying? Because look at Bronny. Bronny doesn't even act like that. And look how much hate he gets. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're bringing it in, if you're saying like, yeah, look at me, like they're going to be watching, they're going to be looking, and they're going to be ready to say something. So I think it's unnecessary. And then just to kind of wrap this up, as for Whitlock, man, I mean, like I said, I think it's 50-50. I think he has some points. But I also think, man, this has kind of turned into an obsession. It's like, how can every video be about this, bro? Like, come on, there's other things to talk about in sports and the world in general. Like, I think, and I've told you this, so for you, it's going to be repetitive, but I feel like Skip Bayless made hating acceptable. It made it to the point where it's like, it's all good, because back in the day, we would be asking, like, what did he do to you? Or why don't you like him? There'd be questions with it. Now it's just, there's no questions. It's just, all right, well, he doesn't like him. All right, it's all good, which is just crazy to me. Like, I don't get how you do not like someone, and then if you don't like them, that's fine. But now it's trickled down to the son. It's just wild, man. Like, it's just really wild to me.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty lockstep. Like, I do think it's, like you said, 50-50. Like, he definitely makes points. Like, as a leader, as a quarterback, like, that's what it is. Quarterback position, whether people like it or not, it's the most important position, valuable position. And it's looked upon as the leadership position. And it's not a good look. He hasn't done enough in the league to be talking like that.
Yeah, I agree.
He just simply hasn't. Like you said, first win, he's excited. And maybe that's where he kind of got ahead of himself and started talking about, off of 1 week of practice, just wait till the summer. It's going to be dangerous for y'all. I'm paraphrasing, of course. You better come out against the 49ers. You better put up some numbers, man.
Yeah.
Or you're going to look like a fool.
But don't you think, though, that's a distraction then? Because then you don't want Shedeur becoming a distraction.
He's already been a distraction.
No, you're right. But this is the thing.
He's third string as a distraction.
I feel you, but now it's even more of a distraction, because I feel like the distraction before was just, we want to see him, push Shedeur in. But now that we're seeing him, and then if he is talking like this and doing all that, now it's like, it's basically like the cat's out the bag now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And I just find it funny too. It's like, he's talking about the summer, bro. You could get cut before the summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I mean, I always think about how Bill Belichick dealt with distractions. He would cut them or trade them.
Got rid of them. He let you know who was the captain of the ship.
Exactly.
With Whitlock, even I've made, and I'm a supporter of him, and even I've made several comments over the last, maybe since he took the Colorado job, Deion Sanders took the Colorado job, it's been an obsession.
Yeah.
I've commented like, man, what is this vendetta? It's like, when something good happens to them, you're upset that they're happy about it, and when things get bad, you're like the first one to make a video happy and ready to stomp on them while they're down. I don't know what it is, that they got like a personal issue that happened back in the day. Whitlock and Deion Sanders, every day now you're going after his son every day. It's just like, something's not right there.
But when you told me that Super Bowl thing, that's when I was like, yeah, this dude's a hater, bro. Man.
It was funny. Like, Whitlock even admitted on his podcast, I told you a few days back, like, he admitted, he's like, yeah, I am rooting for Shedeur to fail. That don't make any sense. He said, I am rooting for him to fail.
Does Whitlock have kids or anything, or no? I'm assuming.
What'd you say?
Does he have kids?
Nah, he Whitlock's. I think he's 58. No wife. Never been married. No kids.
All right, let's keep it real now. Let's keep it real. If this was a woman, we'd be saying this is the better woman that's angry and like. So I didn't know that. I thought maybe married, divorced, if anything.
No, never been married.
All right, man. That kind of says enough for me. That kind of says enough for me. Man.
Oh man, but yeah, man. I think that's pretty much all we got today. Just a much quicker episode. You know, we got Thanksgiving coming up. We got to wake up early, get that food ready, get that eating going. We got some football tomorrow.
Yeah,
so I'm definitely happy. Multiple Thursday night games that I won't need Amazon Prime to watch. So, you know, I couldn't be any happier for next couple days during Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Bears Philly, man. I think that could be a good one. The Bears they've come alive, man. So I want to see if they'll give Philly a run for their money. I think it's in Chicago too. So actually, no, I think it's in Philly.
Definitely, if you made it to this point in the video, like I always say, deeply appreciate it. Put your opinions in the comments below, you know, the Sanders family and everything like that. Definitely like and subscribe to the video. We got more videos coming every single week. With all that said, man, we're going to go ahead and let y'all go, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Peace.